Recording in progress.
Tracy, Tyler, Olufunke.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Okay.
And you?
Good.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, webinars are more fun if you all have your cameras on. Come hang out with us today.
Okay, will do.
Hey, Jay's phone.
It'll help Depe relax because this is her first property tour, so she's got some butterflies. We had the most incredible Christmas party ever in my whole life last night. It was so fun. This community is amazing. I have to share some pictures. And I got to play Santa for the very first time in my life.
That was fun.
That was a good. We're just gonna give another minute or two. A bunch of people are still coming on, so be patient. All right, it's about 6 after, so man, what a awesome day. First of all, thank you everybody for joining us. Please check your mutes. Make sure that your microphone is muted. We'd like to be on camera if you can be.
That's why I want to say when you get the phone. Bob, you could just go ahead and mute everybody too.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Depe, I clicked mute all, so unmute yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, hello, everyone. You're welcome to this property tour on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in December. I'd like to introduce Bob Tierney. If you know Bob, Bob is an acronym for the best of the best. Bob is amazing. He's been into real estate for over 18 years now. He's helped thousands of people to start their businesses. And he's a part of the Presidential Advisory Council for our community. And he will be hosting us today. You're welcome, Bob. Can you just some reactions to the welcome?
Oh my gosh, what an honor and privilege. And honestly, what we're gonna do today, this is my absolute favorite thing that we do in this community, is highlight people achieving their dreams. And I've been doing this now. So I started my own journey, started in construction. And so I started remodeling houses in a city called Oak Park, known for Frank Lloyd Wright's home and studio. Started construction in '89. I ended up working in Oak Park. Fell in love with old houses. Worked on many. My wife and I are restoring one of our Victorians right now, built in 1905. We own 4 Victorians right now. I do not think I'll be buying another one and restoring it after this year of restoration. But, I always dreamed of being a real estate investor, but I thought I needed money and credit to do it. So I didn't try. And if God said I could change one thing in my life, I wish I would have started learning about real estate investing earlier in my life. I was 36 years old when I got introduced to this real estate community. And I just turned 54 in October, so 18 years ago in January I'll celebrate my 18th year anniversary. And I was able to quit my job within a year of getting started and following the advice and guidance of some amazing and wonderful mentors who are still in our community today, some of our instructors. And it was really interesting when I did my first real estate deal. I made $22,500 on a 4-week remodeling project that as a contractor I would have made maybe $3,000 or $4,000. And that experience was life-changing. And it wasn't the money. $22,000 is not that much money, but it was the experience of helping somebody that was in trouble and solving their problem, saving them from getting a foreclosure on their record, and making a huge difference in their life and getting paid to do that. And that was one of the most impactful experiences I'd ever had. And then my second deal, I did a short sale and the homeowner owed $350. We got the bank to take $196,000. We rehabbed that property in 16 days and then sold it for $285 at the signing yard, and made about $70,000, which is more money than I made working per year. And we were able to do that construction project in 16 days. And that homeowner actually broke down and wept with gratitude. And I knew I had found my thing, right? When I could find a way to help somebody that was in so much trouble that they were facing foreclosure and having, being evicted and all those types of things that is unfortunate that happens in our society to people. To find a way to help people that were in that situation and make, legitimate good money to do that was inspiring. And over the years, I became inspired to want to help others and just teach others people. There's so much abundance. There's so many properties out there. I can't possibly do all the real estate deals myself. And so I started to share and help build this community. And now there's thousands of people who have had their lives positively impacted by what we do and who we are. We just had a Christmas party last night. One of our community members who's made $5 million since joining us brought $10,000 worth of gifts to the White Elephant Gift Exchange. It was hilarious, and I'll have to show you some pictures of our evening. But over the years, I've had my life so blessed by meeting you, all of you. I've met at our national conferences, and I've met at our leadership retreats, and Depe, who's our main speaker here today and featuring her properties, is no different. Depe and I connected at a national. We became friends, and we have now, spent some time together every week for almost a year. It's been a lot of fun. And watching Depe go through the trials and tribulations of becoming a real estate investor it's been beautiful, and everybody has their own gestation period. Everybody has their own fears. Everybody has their own things that they need to get over. And Depe, I just acknowledge you for how you show up, for who you are, for how you continue to be committed to your dreams, and you're accomplishing them. And all of us today get to see some of the stuff that you're creating, which is inspiring, absolutely inspiring.
Right.
So Depe, come on out, share with us, how you got started. What was it that inspired you to become a part of Renatus? And let's talk about some of your real estate deals.
Thank you. Okay. So it all started with a question that I asked myself, and I'm sure a number of us asked the same question. And the question really was, if I continue to do what I'm doing, will I get the results that I want? And sitting down there on that day, the answer was no. I knew that I was on a path of, just not where I wanted to be. So if you're here, overwhelmed, exhausted, and you feel grossly underpaid or not doing the things that you are joyful at, that was me 3 years ago. I typically was this lady, looked perfect with the perfect makeup, perfect dress, huge car, preferred house, but I was dying inside, really. I was hurting inside. I wasn't doing what I wanted. I was waking up too early, and closing too late, showing up. And one day at an exco meeting at exactly 1:30 a.m., I asked myself, is this the only way to get to where I want to get to? And the answer was no. And after that, there was no way going back to what I was doing. Providence brought me to the US, and a friend of mine invited me for a presentation, exactly like a presentation that you are attending today. And I listened to this amazing presentation on how you can actually build a wall chest of houses that paid for your lifestyle while you're free to do whatever you want. And I looked at it and I'm like, what? I can do this. And that's how it started. So I got a set of education, surrounded myself with a number of people that knew what they were doing. Bob Tierney is one of them. So we have an amazing community. And I listened to those videos and I used it to get some properties. One of them I'm sitting in today. I traveled 1 hour to be here because I just like, how can I take this out of, I mean, the only way to do a property tour is to be in the property, right? So I traveled 1 hour to be in this property. A few weeks ago we opened, and it's been listed and earning money, cash flowing from day one. Today I had to block it off to be able to use it. And yeah, so briefly, that's what my story is. I'm hoping that, Bob, can I have a look at what I'll love to. Yeah.
Oh, would you like me to put your PowerPoint on?
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, all right, let me do that for you. Okay. Okay.
So I said, okay, yeah, I think it'll be better for me now. So this was a question: if I keep doing what I'm presently doing, will I end up where I want to end up? And the answer was no. So I wanted to. What do I want? What do you want? Okay. What do you want? I wanted freedom to be with my children. I wanted joy to the things that were most important to me. To be with my children, to be at home, to go out with friends and family, to make a difference. And all that time, I was this lady and in a cage, a golden cage, trapped, with all my ideas and my visions and my possibilities. I was just trapped there. It was a beautiful cage, a prison of a huge car, a prison of a huge work, a prison of looking, good. And then I said to myself, there must be a better way, And then I couldn't just switch back when I asked myself, going on this path is not going to get me to where I want to go. So is there anyone on this call like that? That was me 3 years ago. And then, like I said, I found this amazing community. I like us to show. Do you want to show the houses? So I'm sitting in one. This is a 3-bedroom. I found it on Craigslist. Through some of the presentations we had. I went on Craigslist. I went on Facebook. I went on Redfin. I went on Zillow, and then I found this amazing property. And then this property from day one, when I gave it to the lender looked at it and said, it's appraised exactly 16,000 more than what I was buying it for. And I used other people's money to get this particular property. And what really intrigues me, because it's not really my first property in life, but what intrigues me was I used a set of knowledge to get this particular property. I used the help of the community. The broker came from the community. The advice came from the community. They encouraged me. I used what I was taught. I practicalized it, and I was able to get this property and then list it. And now it's on track to pay more than it costs every month. The PIT. I have an Excel, that shows that in 3 years I would have broken even in the cost. So I'm sitting down in the sitting room, as you can see. I don't know. Do you want to share this, or should I go ahead? This is the living room where I'm seated right now. If you're looking at me, you can see the kitchen right behind me. On my right.
So basically, you're sitting in this chair right here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're looking at is the listing that Depe created, and it's been a lot of fun to watch her go shopping and get the furniture and the colors and the television and the getting everything ready to go for a short-term rental. What we find in short-term rentals is that they make, 4 to 6 to 10 times more positive cash flow than a regular rental, because people will pay a lot more money per night to go to a property that is furnished. Sometimes they rent it out for the weekend. Sometimes people rent it out for a month. I have multiple short-term rentals. I had one tenant for 2 years. I've had multiple tenants for 5 and 6 months at a time. It's very interesting, the industry of short-term rentals of furnished property and how it's expanded over the years. So we'll just kind of go through some of these pictures. Are you there, Depe?
Yes.
Okay. So these are some of the pictures of this particular property.
That's the living room. Yes, okay. As I said here. And if we have some time after that, I can just, do the same thing. Just take a camera and do the same thing.
Okay.
And this is the master bedroom. Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about her new construction property, which is a fantastic profit deal. But one of the things that Depe wanted to do was she wanted to create some cash flow while she was working on the bigger deals, right? And that was why this particular property was purchased. And you do have a slide on the numbers on this deal. Do you want me to pull those up?
Yeah, if they want to see it. You guys, do you want to see this?
Yes. Okay. This is a nice idea. This is a bunk bed, but then there's a trundle. So if there's some extra kids, there's room for extra people in this room. Washer dryer. It's got a cute little yard. The house is brand new, wasn't it?
What, the house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll pull up the numbers here. So why don't you just share the numbers on this particular deal? Okay,
I think I had. Okay, so I found this deal on Craigslist for $240,000. I negotiated it down to $230,000. I got a broker within the community. The lenders appraised it $60,000 more than I purchased it, which meant that if I sold immediately, and I got a buyer, I could have gotten $60,000. I made a down payment of $57,500. The monthly PITI is $1,563. The average projected bookings, average is 3,000, and on high seasons 5,000 to 7,000. What this tells me is that I'll be able to break even on the total cost outlay in 29 months. Is that break even? No, that's not break even. I will recoup my entire. I'll recoup the entire. Yes, that's.
You'll recoup your entire down payment.
Down payments in 29 months.
29 months.
Yes.
And then after that, it'll be positive cash flow. The other thing that happens with real estate, a couple things. Number one is every month that she pays her mortgage, she gets a little bit wealthier as there's a percentage of that mortgage payment that goes to principal. Number two, she's able to depreciate this property, which is a fantastic tax strategy to have rental properties that you're able to depreciate your income against. So that's one of the reasons that we like rental properties and we like short-term rentals. The cash flow is higher than it would be as a regular rental, and it also gives us the opportunity to pay this property down. Now, there's another strategy that we like to use called velocity banking, which is a debt acceleration strategy, which actually would reduce the amount of interest paid on the mortgage. All right, I'm still admitting people, so welcome everybody. I know there's a lot of people. We've been going here for a little bit. Okay. All right, so this is your first short-term rental.
Yes.
And
so this short-term rental is I used some of the things that was taught. I looked for is about less than 10 minutes from huge places of attraction. They have the lake bays, you have the sea World, you have what else? Six Flags, you have downtown, and it's strategically located very near loads of restaurants. And all these things I was able to pick because of the education that I got, after watching and deciding that this is what I wanted to do.
Okay, so in putting this property on Airbnb, in kind of testing the waters. Now, myself and my wife, we have 2 properties ourselves on Airbnb, and then we just our partner now in our latest deal, which is a 12,000 square foot house on 9.2 acres that we bought for 1.3 million furnished, which was pretty cool. That particular property, we built our own website because of how expensive it is. The fees that we were paying Airbnb were astronomical. $1,500 in fees just for a weekend. It's about $10,000 a weekend is what that house costs to rent. And so we built our own website to be able to reduce the amount of fees that we pay. I'm still admitting some people in here. And as Depe was researching the different online platforms, this Evolve company came up. And after doing some investigation of Evolve, she decided to give it a shot. And one of the things that Evolve does is puts the property on multiple platforms, manages that for her. And they do take a percentage of revenue instead of charging fees. So they're a little different in how they charge. They might be a tad bit more expensive. However, they do a lot more of the management of it. So one of the things that Depe told me she wanted to do was keep her life simple. So we found a way for this particular company. Now, it's brand new. We're just, she's just kind of testing the waters with it. We'll kind of see how it works out. But so far, it's been a good experience. Depe, you want to share anything about that?
Yeah, so in the last, I think we started in October. Yeah, I think we've had like 8 bookings. It's been amazing. I've not met any of my guests, but they leave very nice comments, messages about how nice the place is, how cozy it is. It's just wonderful to be able to help families that want to come to San Francisco for different things, San Antonio for different things, witness the graduation of their wife, their mother from we have a naval base here, an Air Force base here, and have fun. So, if you know me, I love making people happy. That's where I get my joy. So, getting that has really helped me, and being in contact with different people, yes. So, that's been good.
Awesome. And I just got a text message from somebody who's trying to get on. And I apologize if there was some confusion about getting on our link today. Here, I'm going to invite somebody to come on this real quick. Just give me a second.
So I'll talk while Bob is okay. Yeah, that's fine. So so what real estate has done for me is it's given me freedom. I don't know who is here on this call today and you feel trapped. I feel free. I'm able to do whatever I want to do now, and it's given me I don't have to be here every day to make it work for me. I have a cleaner that comes in. I have somebody that mows the lawn. I just come typically maybe once in 2 weeks, once a week. I have a camera that shows what's going on, and it allows me to do what I want to do. while making money to cover the cost of acquisition. So for me, that's one of the goals that was one of the whys, my whys for real estate, was really to be able to live the life that I want to live, make an impact, and leave a legacy for anyone that sees what I'm doing and wants to do the same.
So I want to share the most profound conversation of my life, because it's such a impactful moment for me, and one that I'll never forget. And I had been working in construction for 20 years, and I had worked for a whole bunch of people doing real estate, but they had money and credit, so that was kind of what I thought I needed. So I didn't, like I shared earlier, I didn't even try. I'm trying to stop sharing my screen here. So when I met the guy that introduced me to this real estate investment community, he asked me, how much do you make? And it was January of 2006, and I said, I'll make about $70,000 this year. And he said, I was really ambitious. It was January, so I'd made about 60 the year before. And he said, how many hours a week do you work? And I said, all of them, because that was kind of my experience of life. And he said, Bob, you're easily a $500,000 or more a year guy. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm all ears. Talk to me. He goes, it's really simple. If you want to make $500,000 a year, you have to quit making $70,000 a year, because the $70,000 a year that you're making is taking up all your time. You need to quit your job and buy your time back. And I said, Chad, my daughter's 15 years old. I cannot quit my job. He said, I don't want you to quit it yet, but I want you to start adding revenue streams so that eventually you can replace your time for dollar income with a different type of income. And he said, you know what the best thing you have going for you? I said, what's that? He goes, you're only making $70,000 a year. It's just not that much money to be able to replace. So what you're looking at today is an example of that possibility, right? And in this particular case, Depe did put down a down payment on this particular property, but the Airbnbs that I have, I didn't use any of my own money or credit to acquire either any of them. And so that is a possibility, right? If you're in a situation like I was in when I got started, right? How do we find houses that are off market or that would make good short-term rentals? We can buy properties that are on the market because of our business models. How do we raise capital for those deals? In fact, next Saturday, next Saturday, we have a full-day real estate workshop on raising capital that is free to attend. If you're a guest on here today and you'd like to spend a day with one of the instructors that taught Depe and myself on how to raise capital for real estate deals, she's amazing. And her name is Whitney Stark. She's one of our instructors now, and also has done raised many millions of dollars herself for their, I think there are over 50 deals now that they've done. But one of the reasons that we share this is because I thought that real estate investing was a lot harder. I thought that I had to get my credit repaired, or I had to save up a bunch of money for, to buy properties. And I'm so grateful that I learned how to creatively acquire deals. We actually have there's actually a software platform today that we use that I wish they would have had something like this when I started my journey. And I'll take a few minutes and show it to you. I do an overview of that on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. But the next thing I want to do is I want to get into the really cool real estate deal that you are working on. And so the first thing I'll do is all right. Somebody just is having trouble registering. Let me invite them to come here directly. And if you have anybody that you need, Oba put the link directly to the Zoom in the chat. Go ahead and use that and send it to your friends. Like, we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about that. So just give me a second.
Hey Bob, it should be working now. This is Jeff.
Oh, something happened.
Yeah, I got it. I went into Smart and did a few things, and it should be sending out the link now and all that good stuff.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Be patient with us. Thank God you don't have to be a computer scientist to make money in real estate. Oh, all right. I'm going to take a picture of this link for LaShawn. She's our registrar, so we need to get her on here. All right. So, picture. Yeah, a bunch more people came on, Jeff, so thank you.
Awesome. I'll help register people too.
Okay, thank you. And do me a favor and help admit people if you can. Or do I got to bring you up to
Yeah, you'd have to make me a host as well, co-host in Zoom. The other stuff is working in the Smart system.
Okay. All right, so next we're going to bring up the plans. There. All right, so 4800 proc is what we're going to show first. So Depe, why don't you share about your new construction project?
Okay, great. So 2021, I was determined to have a pack of real estate. So I started talking to realtors. This is what I wanted. I checked a couple. I had something in mind. I had a particular number of distance from downtown, and we found this place. It was less than 1,000 acre, very old building, but it had lots. It had land around it. So I went for it. We had a number of negotiations. It was top of the market. People were bidding to buy houses. But I just put my price down and I'm like, well, I get it, I don't get it, I'll have to, live with it. Somehow I get my price and I got it. And then the work started. I thought I was just going to wake up the next day, get the approvals and, I'll have what I want. So I had to subdivide the land. This is Austin. I'm talking about Austin. Austin is the new Silicon Valley of the United States. Everything is hot right now. And the cities, So anyways, so we started the permits, getting the survey, getting that, getting this. So we were told we could start the building approval, the building on one lot. Well, got the subdivision. Some months into it, we were told no. Anyways, took us 2 years to get maybe a little bit under a year to get the subdivision done. So what happened was that 4800 properly became 4800 and 4802. Then after that, we now have to start working on 4802. And then a few weeks ago, we got 4802. It was a lot of processing. We have 4 units. The 2 units, so on each lot, we have 2 units. The one in front is the primary, has a little bit above 2,800 square foot. Okay, I'm not getting my English right today, but I think I can be excused. That doesn't include the garage. That doesn't include the garage. And then we have the ADU. It's about 1,100. And we have duplicates on each of the lots, 4800 and 4802. The primary, which I just told you about, is on 3 levels. So what it is on the utmost level, it can actually go as a separate flat, even though it's part of the unit. But an investor can buy this and use the topmost flat as an Airbnb or rent it out. It will be a self-contained one-room apartment, and we can have access from outside and also inside. It's a very good area. Most of the houses on that land have been permitted to do short-term rental. It's exactly 14 minutes from downtown Austin. It is a huge. One of the things that I love about this was that when I came to the United States, I wasn't planning to stay long, and I ended up in an Airbnb, literally 5 or 10 minutes walk from here. And the Airbnb demand in that area is huge because people want, fast access to downtown. So to think that a year after I came back to buy something near it is kind of cool to me. So we're having that in front, and at the back we have what we call an ADU. The ADU is 2 rooms, and we'll be having 2 rooms. Is on two floors. The ground floor will have the living room, while the topmost floor will have. The second floor is going to have the 2 bedrooms. So that's what we have right here. So that's.
You want me to share the videos you've sent me?
Actually divided. Say that again.
Oh, I'm sorry, you cut out. Would you like me to share the videos that you sent me?
Yeah, that'll be fine. So work started 2 weeks, not up to 2 weeks ago. The foundation has started. It's such a lovely thing to see. From clearing. We first had to demolish the house, of course. We had some huge trees, and one was approved 2 were approved to be taken off. And are you sharing the video now? Because I'm not seeing it.
I am.
Okay, that's fine. So
opening it up now.
Yeah. So during the class of, so that's it. That's it. If you hold on to that, if you see this house opposite it, that's 4803A Rock Lane. You can check it out on Zillow to see what it's going for. So this is the front of the house. This is the primary for 4800, and so the plumbing pipes have been laid, and workers are there.
That's exciting, right? To see your dream kind of coming true before your eyes.
Yeah, it was like a never, right? But I knew that with persistence and the encouragement. There's a question saying, have I built from scratch? Are you saying this one or this question? I'm not sure.
Have you ever built a house before?
Okay, from scratch. He says this one. Yes, we're building it from scratch. It's not fully built, Andrew.
Yes, they are. They literally prepped the ground. They dug the hole for the foundation, and they're laid all the underground piping, and they're pouring the foundation. These are concrete forms right here that they are bending and getting ready to pour the. This is the rebar that goes inside of the concrete. So that's what these guys are doing. And you can see the sparks coming off the saw. This is a metal cutting blade, and he's literally cutting off these sections of this rebar to put it inside the forms so that when they pour the concrete, it's got steel inside of it. So that's what she got a picture of. All right, I'm going to pull up the overview of the numbers.
Okay.
On this. Let's go back to PowerPoint. Okay. Okay. So the land was 690,000. Why don't you share how you acquired that? I'm going to mute you, Jeff.
So that was a combination of monies from my retirement account, not here. Money is from family, other people's money, all put in together to get me to that area. Mine and other people's money inside that. Processing includes permitting from City of Austin, demolition of the house that was on it before, the clearing, removing it, platting, all kinds of things are inside that processing. The outcome is we have 2 lots with 2 different addresses. Actually, we have 4 lots, but you have 4800A, 4800B, 4800A, 42A, 42B. The budget to completion is 1.2 million. The after repair value, which is the cost after done, or the sales value after done, going by what we have on the street, is going to be 3.2 million. And we're looking at projected profit of roughly 2 million. The good thing about this site is that not only does it sell, it's also an awesome location. It has quite a number of what do you call it? Alternatives. What do we call the alternatives, Bob? Exit strategies. Okay. So
right.
It can be exited as a sale. Just sell outright, take the money out, and you do something else. Lovely for a long-term rental. There's a 2,000 office complex, exactly 2 minutes from that location that is about being completed. I'm not sure whether it's by the city or Dell, but it's amazing. So those people who come into that space, that office space, they're going to need somewhere to live, right? Some of them will travel there, and then it's 14 minutes from downtown. Why do I keep saying that? A lot of people, downtown Austin, it has a bubbling youth life. People come from New York, from San Francisco, from California. They want to have all kinds of things because this is actually the music headquarters of the country. There are all kinds of festivals, and they come from Thursday to Friday. And what do they put in their Airbnb or their Evolve? They put 30 minutes from downtown, and it's surely going to come on. And then, so it's also another strategy is exit strategy for this location is a short-term rental. Another one is a long-term rental. Around this area, a room normally rents for $1,500 a month. And we're talking about 10 rooms each. 10 rooms, 4 plus 2. No, not 10, 10 rooms in total. So, so it actually has like 3 exit strategies.
Yeah, and this property could be easily refinanced, and a bank will give 75% of appraised value upon refinance, which is $800,000 is 25%. So she'd be able to refinance this, take all of her investment capital out, except for all the money out of it, except for $800,000. So she'd end up with about $360,000 in cash, and then she could actually keep it as a rental property. And as a furnished short-term rental, it would be a substantial amount of revenue that she could create. So, a real estate deal like this is life-changing for most people, right? How many real estate deals does it take to make it worth learning how to do it? And that answer is 1, right? And I have multiple real estate deals today that have been life-changing real estate deals also. Linda, how did you fund this property? So how are you?
Okay, thank you, Linda. So like I said, this is a combination of other people's money and mine. I had some money given to me on retirement, and I added monies from close family members, and that's how this was funded. So like I said earlier, other people's money and mine.
Yeah, and so let's say that she didn't have any money, right? What is a possible way that she could raise the capital? So, I'm just going to pull up one of my favorite slides to talk about this particular.
So coming through this journey, a lot of, going and then also using what I learned, raising other people's money using other people's money is a huge way I could have funded it. Even now, I have friends that ask me that they would like to invest in it, because really they like to be a part of it. So, but because I'd reached what I needed, I didn't have to take it, So if I had to do this again and I didn't have the cash, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, so I pulled this slide up because it kind of lists out the different various ways that we raise money for deals. And, an example of creative financing, and it should say creative, not creating. But creative financing, an example of that would be, I'm going to take over somebody's payments. So I'm going to take over their mortgage subject to leaving the existing financing in place. Not have my credit checked or have to come up with a down payment on the property. Or I'm going to buy a property with the promise to pay them for the house after I've rehabbed it and sold it. That's a very common one for properties that are in really bad shape. They're owned by hoarders, or they are outdated. They haven't been rehabbed since the 60s. That's another very popular strategy, because if the seller sells it as is, they're going to get a lot less for it than they would if they would be willing to allow me to acquire the property and rehab it and then pay them after I sell it or I refinance it. So that's a combination of creative and seller financing, where we turn the seller into the bank and allow the seller to either carry a note or wait to get paid. And then one of my favorites is self-directed retirement plans. There's over $35 trillion in retirement plans in the United States. This is one of my favorites because a lot of people that have money in their retirement accounts don't know that they can invest in a real estate deal. They can take title to a property inside of a retirement account. They can become a member of an LLC or a partner of an LLC that buys a property. So 100% of the capital that I've raised for some of my real estate deals is through self-directed retirement plans. One of my favorite aspects of them is that they do not require payments. So I can borrow a couple $100,000 for a deal with no payments for a year at 10 or 12% interest or whatever it is that we negotiate. That makes this one of my favorites. And then my favorite one out of all of it is corporate credit. And I've listed hard money lenders. I appreciate that they exist. I do not use them unless I absolutely need to, because they're expensive and their contracts are written in their best interest. And the reason corporate credit is my favorite one is because it's the cheapest money on the list. You can get a 0% interest credit card for 18 months inside of a corporation's name or an LLC's name. And if you pay that card off before it is 0% ends, the marketing department of that credit card company will send you an envelope that has checks in it, and it will give you the opportunity. They will say, if you're willing to pay us a 1.9, 2.9, or 3.9% check cashing fee, we'll give you 0% for another 18 months. Well, if I can get a 2.9% check cashing fee, 0% money for a year and a half, that's a 2.2% APR. That is a fantastic interest rate. So learning how to build credit inside of a corporation is very valuable, especially if you're on this line today and you don't have the capacity to put down, right? All right, Dr. Faye, we will absolutely give you an opportunity to contact us. Okay, so anyway, so these are some of the ways that we raise capital. These are some of the ways that we make money in real estate. We can wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold. There's many ways to do that. And then these are some of the ways that we acquire properties. So if you were to ask me, Bob, what is the strategies that you would recommend over the next 2 years, right? Where does the opportunity lie in real estate? I've been an investor now for 17 years, and I've been through a crash. I've been through a pandemic, and we are seeing indicators of opportunity in real estate that look very similar to what happened back in 2008, right? Although it's not going to be a massive bank failure like we saw on when Lehman Brothers went down in 2008. It's more akin to, boiling a pot that, they say if you put a lobster in a boiling pot of water to jump out, but if you put it in cold water and heat it up, right, eventually you're going to have lobster for dinner. That's exactly what's happening in our economy, right? There's a lot of challenging situations that are created. They're happening slowly. And what are the indicators of that? Right? So I'm just going to share a couple of things with you. And this is the software platform that we use to find off-market properties. And let me just go to show you real quick. I go to property leads, and if I just go to Cook County, I live outside of Chicagoland. So if I just zoom out here, I just found all the properties. If I click on all the properties in Cook County, this is all the residential. I have 1,417,979 properties. If I were to click on commercial, I have about 384,000 commercial properties. So we have all of the real estate in the United States in the system and 40 years of history of it. So about 19 months ago or so now, we had about 7,000 pre-foreclosures in Cook County. About 60 days ago, that number was 27,000. So we went from 27,000 or 7,000 to 27,000 over the last year and a half. Well, within the last 60 days, we've gotten another 30,000 that have been filed. So these are properties that the Liz Pendants is filed on. And when we get the owner's name, we get all the information about the background of the property. We get the loan amount, the transaction history, the pre-foreclosure history, and the filing. So these are all properties that we then can click a button. I can click select all. I can go to my leads. I could click download. Just select a page here. I can click my leads. I can click download, and I can click Facebook custom audience. So we can literally put ads on people's Facebook pages that are facing foreclosure or a vacant property or a zombie property. They've got delinquent taxes. There's some issue that they're facing. They've got homeowner association liens, their probate deals. We've got all of that information today that we did not have years ago. So, back in 2006, we didn't have anything like this. It's amazing how far data has come and what artificial intelligence has done. Another thing that they did was they hired an artificial intelligence company to figure out who's most likely to sell their house retail, rent their house out, or sell their house wholesale in the next 90 days. So if I'm looking for some hot leads, right, who are the people most likely to wholesale? Let's say out of 56,000, I put 700 or above. These 515 properties in Cook County are the most likely to wholesale in the next 90 days. So if I'm going to spend money on marketing, these are the kind of people I'm going to talk about. So I don't want to get too deep into this. I just wanted to show you this is some of the ways that we source the information. I do a full overview of this software platform on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. And it's about an hour and a half long. I answer any questions that people have about it. And so you're more than welcome to join me tomorrow night at 7. I will be doing that live. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to share, Depe, about your journey and any questions that anybody has?
Well, for me, I'm sharing this because one of the things I say to myself is I'm a possibility of possibilities. So I'm standing in for the possibility of others to see that it's possible to actually go from a dream to, a reality. I'm not yet there. I'm on the path, but I'm showing people along on my journey, and that's that's quite refreshing, and that's why I wanted each and every one of you to join me, because I saw these a number of times. I saw people. I mean, I went on Zoom, saw a lot of people showing their own property tour, and I'm like, okay, one day I'm going to do this. So that's one of the reasons why I had this.
Well,
How many questions for me? I'd like to take it, or for Bob, somebody says, can we have the link to the Monday event? What do we do, Bob? Do you want to put it there, or should I go through the person that invited them?
I'm just going to put it here.
Okay. I'm trying to go through it there.
Okay.
Lydia, I think we answered your question. Have you built a house from scratch? We're building it from scratch. So those are the questions we have in here.
Okay. The other thing I want to share is we are a nationwide community of real estate investors, actually out of the nation now. We've got a bunch of Canadians that have joined our program. And one of the things that we find, being an entrepreneur or being a real estate investor can be very lonely, because you don't, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you have your customers and you have your employees, you have your vendors, but you don't have any mentors. You don't have any people who are doing what it is that you want to do. And one of the things that we've learned is that the more that we can hang out, the more that we can share our journeys, the more that we can share our fears, how we've overcome them, how we overcame the challenges and things that have stopped us from doing what we want. Those are the things that make the biggest difference. And being part of this real estate investment community, which I have now been celebrate 18 years that I heard about it in January, has been the best, most rewarding aspect of my life. I believe in my heart that there's too many people who have become millionaires in business that are not sharing how they did that with others. And they're not willing to, because there's a mindset of scarcity. Well, if I teach somebody else how to build a business, there's going to be less business for me. Right? That's kind of the mindset of a lot of corporate America. But in real estate, there's abundance, right? There's no limit, right, to the number of real estate deals that are out there. There's our children's children are going to need a house to live in. And once I've created my own income and my own cash flow in my own life, then why can't I help other people do the same thing? And so it's been very rewarding. Some of the stories that have come out of this community, one of our students, Pat McCrimmon, took him about 4 months of coming to our workshops and checking us out before he decided to, join us. But it's 103 units today. He's working on his 42nd fix and flip. And I remember a young girl, 22 years old, Cecilia Hake. She's like, Bob, I'm only 22. Are you sure I can do this? I said to her, money doesn't care how old you are. Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to reach out for help when you need it? Are you willing to educate yourself and take it seriously? And she said, I am. That girl made $250,000 before she was 25. Now she's, building a short-term rental portfolio. Her and her new husband moved to California, and my wife and I got to go to her wedding. Some of the most rewarding experiences I have in my life are now sharing this journey with other people. And I will share the property that we just bought, just because it's so cool. And the website that we built is called Book a Memory, because you don't want to just book a house, you want to book a memory. And we've got some of the most beautiful. I just saw somebody in the waiting room. Did you guys let her in?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. All right, so let me share my screen here. So this property I was really excited about becoming a partner on. So these are some of the luxury short-term rentals. This house here was bought for $810,000. It made about $309,000 last year on Airbnb. Now it's on bookamemory.com. And these are properties that are available right now that you could literally book and come stay at. And the one that I'm a partner in is this one right here. This is a 12,000 square foot house on 9.2 acres. It was built on a farm. There's actually a massive set of silos and a barn here, which is one of the reasons that it didn't sell on the market. It cost $4 million to build. They built this house in 2005 and 6. And it's got 2 in-ground pools with a waterfall and a hot tub right here. It's surrounded by lakes. And it's got a little pool house. And there's a beautiful video that was made of this property. You're welcome to go there and look and watch the video. I love this staircase. When I first walked into this house, my jaw hit the ground. I'm like, oh my gosh, how amazing is that? And these chandeliers are on motors. They're motorized so that they can lower them and then clean them and replace light bulbs, and then the motor takes it back up. I thought that was pretty neat. There's a theater, home theater. And it's just a beautiful house. And we've allowed people to stay here for the last regional that we did. We are going to be hosting a retreat here, and so if you'd like to be notified of the retreats that we're going to host here, this is something that we can do. But anyway, these are the kind of properties that we can buy them right off the market because of the model of cash flow that we implemented. The break even on this particular property is $12,000 a month. So we have to make $12,000 a month to pay the bills. And we raised the capital to do this real estate deal. And in August, this property made $76,000 that month. We had a better month in September. We actually had a corporation. It was cheaper for them to rent the house for 6 weeks to house their staff than it was to put all the staff into hotel rooms individually. And so we had over 40 people stay here for 6 weeks in this property. So anyway, there's so much versatility. There's so many different ways that you can make money in real estate. It's a matter of what do you want your life to look like, and what would it mean to you to be able to create, $10,000 or $20,000 a month in cash flow. That, how would that affect your life? And after working for 20 years, right, I was living check to check, and I had to take responsibility for my circumstances and my situation, and I had to be willing to do something about it. And so I'm so grateful that I was introduced to this real estate investment group and community. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and we'd like to open this up for any. Oh, I see another question here. How did you find the corporate client? Lydia, when we list these properties, they're listed on multiple websites. So we list on Airbnb and VRBO and corporatehousingbyowner.com. Right, here's another one of mine. See. So this property here, I've listed this property, and it was $7,150 a month. My current tenant's paying $7,150. I just lowered the price 2 days ago because they are moving out, and I'm now needing to attract a new tenant. But on this website right here, corporatehousingbyowner.com, this is where corporations find properties for rent.
Bob, I don't think you're sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, so this is a property that we bought for $380, rehabbed it for $70, and appraised for $700,000. We refinanced it, pulled all of our investment capital back out, and then rented this out on Airbnb, corporatehousingbyowner.com. I'm on 5 different websites. So this is how we find corporate clients, by putting properties on the websites that they look for them. And so some websites charge by the stay, like Airbnb. Some websites charge an annual fee, like corporatehousingbyowner.com and Furnished Finder. And so Furnished Finder is very popular with traveling nurses and medical staff. So each of the websites have their own kind of niche. There's over 200 of them. There's military websites, and there's all kinds of things that we can do. And the internet has just allowed us to market things today And as a regular rental, to give you some perspective, this house would have made $3,000 or $3,200 a month, maybe $3,400 a month. My PITI is $3,400 a month. So I would have literally made no money if I rented this house out unfurnished. But as a furnished rental, right now we're getting $7,150 a month. On Airbnb, its best month was $12,400. So these are some of the things that we do. All right. Thank you, Cree. Irene, how do you find great deals or wholesalers for properties for fix and flip as a new real estate investor? Irene, I'm going to get into great detail on that tomorrow night. We actually have, if I go to my list here, so one of the lists that we use for wholesaling is called cash buyers. So I just found, I'm just going to show you really quick and tomorrow night, you definitely don't want to miss this. So I've got 1,417,000 properties. If I click on cash buyers, I've got 283,000, which is crazy, too many to try to market to. So then I go to more. I say, okay, well, who's bought in the last 6 months? And now I've got 9,718. And then who is my in-state absentee owners? So these 6,000 cash buyers have bought a property that they do not live in the last 6 months in Cook County. We've got this data for the entire United States. So it's just like that. And then I can say, I can select this button, I can select all, I can put an ad on their Facebook page, I can go to my marketing tab, I can go to my marketing library, and then I can send them a postcard that says tons of below market value investments. This will have your phone number and your domain name, and you can drive the traffic that answers this to your landing page, and then they opt into your buyers list. So there's so many ways that we can do exactly what you are looking to do, right? So tomorrow night at 7, that link I posted in the chat, you can register for my webinar tomorrow night, and we'll dig into this. All right, go ahead, Depe. You want to?
Yeah. So
be here. So we said about an hour and a half, so we got about 15 more minutes.
okay. So in closing, the question I want to ask is, what if you can purchase 1 unit a year? How would your life look like in terms of lifestyle and freedom? What if you can leave a legacy of 1 house per child? What will that look like for you? What if you can, there's some of us that, we get a lot of information on how to start, but we never really start because there's so much information, Google, YouTube. What if you could get 600 hours of knowledge, detailing step by step how to get these properties, how either with your own money in or without your own money in, or using other people's credit? How will that look like? What if you can get to process, like my lots, 1 property every 2 years, and get to increase the value, processing it and developing it? How will that look like? And yes, so that's my question. So like Bob said, we have a set of education that tells us how to do that. And that education is available to anyone who wants to be a part of it. If you want to be a part, it's a part of a community that helped me to get here. The question is, if you're ready to go, you call me or you call the person that invited you. The education, Bob, do you have anything on that? We have like 90 classes and 90 times 6 hours or 8 hours of lectures. You don't have to go through everything. I certainly didn't go through everything to get started. We have stuff in short-term rental. We have stuff in foreclosures, on owning and how to get it. So it's a total package of about 20,000 value, and then another one for entrepreneurs called the profits. So that would help you to start, because that helped me to start. So if you want to start your real estate journey like I did, someone invited me, I saw value in it, I got into it, and this is where I am today. And I'm here sharing that same information. Yes, I guess that's it. My email address or my link should be somewhere there, or you got it when you registered.
Yeah, and there'll be people will get a link to be able to get their people get a link. One of the things that this company does is they give people an opportunity to kind of check out their education program. They call it a test drive, and that's an option for people. And here's the deal: we have a lot of things that we can invite you to find out more about what we do and who we are and how we've helped people. Right? We just, you just saw a real estate deal that's going to make over $1 million. It is an amazing opportunity, an amazing industry that we live in, or that we operate in. And, those, the knowledge to be able to pull something like that together goes from, how do I acquire the properties? How do I raise the capital? What are the people that I need? What are the resources that I need? How do I organize something like this to make that happen? And when I was looking for real estate training, I wanted people that actually did this stuff for real, not were flying around the country making more money selling education than they were doing real estate. And that's what I found in the gurus. That's what I find on YouTube, right? The people that are, selling something that the content is, created by people who make a lot more money actually selling their programs than they do, doing what they teach. So anyway, we have a couple things coming up, so I'd like you to write this down. On Monday night, I'll be doing an overview of the software platform that I showed you. It's about an hour and a half. It's free to attend. I'll answer any questions. I'll dig a little deeper into becoming a transactional engineer and answering questions about, what it takes to, become successful in this business. On Wednesday night, once a month, we do a panel discussion or have a speaker come. This one happens to be in Chicago. Thanks, Cree. And on Wednesday night, we have about 5 panelists that are going to be talking about how they've collectively raised tens of millions of dollars for real estate deals. And some of them are creative, some of them have used lenders, some of them have used banks, some of them have used construction loans, some of them have created funds or used all kinds of different things. So that's going to be in person. That's in Downers Grove, Illinois. And on Saturday, the 9th, we have a full day real estate workshop, and that is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This month happens to be on raising capital. It is probably the thing that people think is the hardest. But when you really learn real estate investing and you learn how to acquire properties at discounts, how to engineer profitability, then you are now an opportunity creator for people that have money, right? Like Depe said earlier, she had people that were offering her money and she didn't need to use it because she had gotten enough to do the deal, right? And that's a phenomenon that happens when you start educating yourself and learning how to create opportunities for people. They want to invest. They are looking for opportunities to make 8 or 10 or 12% returns on their money, which is very realistic when you are having a real estate deal that has $1 million in profit, right? You can afford to give people good returns. And so that training is on Saturday the 9th. I'm also going to go into detail on the real estate investment training program and curriculum that has helped change my life, has changed Depe's life. There's so many people whose lives have been impacted by what we do. And, I can't stand those webinars where like, oh, there's a discount if you buy something before you leave today. I can't stand those people. Right? I'd like to get to know you better. I'd like to be able to have a conversation with you about what it is that you're looking to accomplish. And I'm more than happy to do that and spend that time. So Depe, what I would like for you to do, anybody that was invited here by Depe, please shoot her a message, shoot her a text, let her know that you'd like to have a private conversation with her. And then anybody else that's a guest on here, get back with whoever invited you. And if it was me, I'm going to put my email address in the chat here, and I'm more than happy. Just shoot me an email. bob@iqinvestments.com. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you if you are, really interested in learning more about how we have helped people over the years. Depe, is there anything else that you'd like to share? Oh, we are on mute.
Okay, can you be kind enough to put my own email address as well?
Oh, sure.
pstdepsy@gmail.com. I want to thank everyone for coming to my very first property tour, and I'm looking forward to coming to yours, right? And thank you. Someone asked a question. I want to know how long have I been learning? Have I been in the community? I've been in the community, the real estate learning program under 3 years, right? Yes, under 3 years. Thank you, Gail, for asking that question. All right.
He said, what would your life be like if you did not find this program?
You really don't want to know, right? Well, what my life was before was stress. I was the definition of stress. I was a beautiful person in a golden gate, stressed on both ends, costing me time with friends, costing me time with family, costing me too many things. That was my life before real estate. Now I get to travel to celebrate my friends, to celebrate my family, and living my life by design and not by default. I hope I answered your question, Gail.
And you know what I love about you, Depe, is that your commitment to being a stand for other people, and you're not on this journey alone, and you're sharing your journey with all of us. And it's such an inspiration. There isn't anybody on this Zoom that doesn't have a dream of making $1 million on a real estate deal and building some really cool projects. And when you get these properties built, I'm coming to Austin, and we're gonna do a live property tour in your new buildings.
And I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, my family. Thank you, my friends. I see my family in here, actually. Dupsi, Bolaji, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. You mean a lot to me. Thanks.
Yeah, and we want you to join us and be a part of what it is that we're building. Be a part of our community. And guys, when I found Renatus, I had just gotten married. In fact, I was married on November 25th, so I just celebrated my wedding anniversary last week. I had bought a ring and a wedding, and I apologized to my new wife I could not afford a honeymoon. And 6 weeks later, I meet the guy that introduced me to this program. And within a year, I quit my job. And I went from never making $70,000 in a year in my life to making $1 million in 26 months. And I am sincerely forever grateful that somebody helped me, they guided me, they kicked me in my butt when I needed it, they gave me a hug when I needed it. And it's my honor and privilege to be here to support you. So, yes, very impressive first property tour, Depe.
Thank you, Crispin. And I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Bob. Bob has been a part of my journey since the day I met him, the days I cried, the days I laughed, the days I went over rant. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you, Jeff, for helping us out, and Lashan. Thank you, my team members. I see quite a number of them from the Dominion team. Thank you, everyone, for coming to spend this time with me. I appreciate you, and all the best.
Yes, and I'll end our webinar today by sharing the Christmas party that we had last night at 3030. So I have another community member that's made $5 million since joining Renatus less than 2 years ago, and he showed up from Wyoming with a semi-truck with a crazy amount of presents for our gift exchange. So our White Elephant gift exchange last night.
Do I get one, Bob?
What's up?
I'm getting your present. The gift the guy gave me, I'm getting it.
All right, check this out. I just have to show you a couple pictures.
And it's fine.
Share your screen, Bob.
If you guys want to, okay, so yeah, we still have.
I will. I'll share my screen here. You got to see this. This is 2,000 silver dollars in a box.
Wow.
Right? This is a TV. This is some awesome remote control cars. This is Robin, the guy that brought all the gifts. He's the
Yeah, I know Robin. I saw him in Cancun at the Leaders Retreat.
Right, here's me as a Santa, playing bad Santa. That was pretty funny. And then what else? Oh, check this out. He brought a $2,000 safe as one of the gifts that had to be on a dolly. And there was a bag with $2,500 in it, another bag with $1,000 in it. And I was just really just so taken aback. I'm sure there's pictures all over Facebook about it. But how much fun is it?
Yeah.
Right? Create wealth so that you can share it. And Robin had so much fun giving away all this stuff. The whole crowd was in a frenzy. It was just amazing. It was one of the most beautiful nights of my whole life, celebrating people's journey and their success. And if you haven't achieved your success yet, just don't quit. Right? Businesses don't fail. Business owners quit. I read that in a book this week. So Depe, I'm so proud of you. I am so grateful for your willingness to share your journey, and thank you for being such an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Santa Bob, that's your new name. It's in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Well, like Bob said, I'm available for a one-on-one call. You can call me and get to know more. You need a community. This community has been my family since I entered the US, and they're the reason why I get to see the world, I just get to go places with them. And I'm inviting you to get to know more about us. Thank you so much. Go and have a lovely rest of your day, and I appreciate you spending the time with me. Bye.
Bye. Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye. Christmas, everyone.
Yes.
Holiday.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.